Hello and welcome back to welcome to episode 20. Welcome back to my Minecraft creative series. As you can see, there's a new building that has appeared in the world. Now, let me explain what's happened now. Basically, again, ran into some recording trouble. I think the glitch happened because I tried to record like straight after doing another recording and maybe not processed that one yet. From what I've seen like on other people's YouTube videos and stuff, sometimes that happens when the Xbox is just trying to do too much and it's got too much like in its RAM, like random access memory. Yeah, it just can't cope with it. So anyway, this is what I'd built sort of in the last episode because basically I think Siri had told me to. Well, I said demolish a building, so I've actually spoiled what should be coming up in the next episode. So I'm really sorry if that's what you want to see. I'm pretty sure you'll have to tune into the next episode. But anyway, in this one, I think it said, oh no, it did. It said to demolish like part of my courtyard, and I thought I don't want to demolish part of my courtyard. So then I decided to build. Oh, I tell a lie. You'll have to go back and watch the video if you can't remember, like me. But basically, there was a little building where this building is, and I knocked that down because it was like next to the courtyard. I thought, oh, I can get away with that. And then built a much more modern, spacious. Well, I say spacious. It's more spacious than the old one. Please feel free to go back and look. Maybe like in the episode where I first uncovered this village, because it was one of the naturally spawning ones. It had like a tiny room downstairs, tiny room upstairs. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I keep getting all this trapped air. So yeah, I was just showing off that build basically. I think it is quite a nice little cute house with character. I did have to add that extension on the side because it wasn't that big to start with. But when I'd just done that middle part, I realised, yeah, I just couldn't fit anything in. So, but yeah, I think it's right. There's obviously a little sort of terrace area to the right there, which is where that house can sort of use the outside space. Yeah, it's got character. It doesn't look boring. It's a nice, cute little house, I guess. What is it? 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom? I've not been paying attention. 3 bedroom. This one, isn't it? It's 3 bedroom with a shower room, which is pretty decent, and it looks like a townhouse, which I think is appropriate for where it is in the world. I know it's like sort of on the edge of this village, which is called Spruce Valley. It's on the edge of Spruce Valley. So normally, when you get to the edges of towns or cities or whatever, the buildings are a lot smaller, aren't they? Unless you've got like people's like rich houses, like really big houses. But this one, because it looks like a townhouse, like it's been quite squashed in, it's tall and thin, sort of thing. It just seems a bit out of place, but I think as this world develops, sort of like with what I've got in my mind, that will be right. So anyway, after that, I basically think, well, that's not an episode's worth of content. I was really tempted to end it, but then I was like, that's a 3 minute YouTube video. Now, if you want little short videos like that, I'm just showing you what I've done. I don't think it's as good. Please feel free to let me know, and that's what I'll do. But otherwise, I thought, what can I do next? And I asked Siri, and it said, upgrade a shop. Now, obviously, the next episode is supposed to be in Foxby, so I flew over to Foxby and I thought, great, because I've got all those shops there that need upgrading. So that is what I do for the rest of this episode. I do actually end up upgrading all 4 of these shops. I don't know if I should have just done just one of them, but I do end up doing all 4. So I'm going to fast forward because I just replaced this dirt path with like stone bricks like that. Wow, that was quick. How did I do all that in 30 seconds? And then I go about improving those 4 shops. So I don't know if you remember, and I don't know if I even remembered right, because I couldn't remember what the shops were, but I know there was an estate agent, so I do that first. Then there's like a butcher, a baker, and a fruit and veg shop. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. Obviously you need a fishmonger, but that little building over the cobblestone one that's opposite these, to the right there, is supposed to be a fishmonger. Which again like needs improving, so hopefully at some point Siri will tell me to improve a shop and maybe I'll do that one. But we'll see. So I just go about actually putting signs on those signs to show like what each shop is, because at the minute they're just all like clean slates, aren't they? So I go round and I put little items in the item frames. So the estate agent, I put just bricks. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. I couldn't think of anything better to represent a house. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you should have done like a bed or something. But anyway, I go for bricks. Then here's me choosing the things for the bakery. So I just pick some basic bakery items, which is cake, biscuit, although I'm sure it used to be called cookie, but it says biscuit now. And bread, right? So I've obviously put the bricks in that one. I think I put the bakery in the middle, that one there. Yeah. So I think I was sort of planning out what I want to go where, and as you can see, I've gone for bread as the icon. I think that was the right thing to do. Now the bakery does only end up selling cake, cookie or biscuit, and then bread, because I couldn't think of what else it could do, maybe apart from eggs. I've not got a shop that sells eggs. I didn't know whether to do that in the fruit and veg shop, because I know, like, obviously it's fresh produce and you can sometimes get, I don't know, do both bakeries and fruit and veg shops sell eggs? It just shows like the kind of world we live in. I don't know what they actually sell because I just go to the supermarket now. But I'm trying to really like let this world develop as it would naturally. So start from like humble beginnings, if you like, and then eventually, hopefully, one day we'll have like massive supermarkets and stuff. But we will just have to see. Let me fast forward to something more exciting. So just partitioning the buildings on the inside, putting the walls in, not very exciting. I then replaced what we would call in teaching the thresholds, the entrances to each of these shops. Now, I do think, like, I wish that they had a bit more like bay windows so you could properly see in. But obviously, I guess, like, mentally, and I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but I'm thinking along the lines of they probably were at some point terraced houses and they've been converted into shops. Or should we just go down the route of they were built to be shops? I don't know. Really don't know. Just got a notification from my bank that says how much I spent last week. I'm over my budget. I knew I would, though. Let me fast forward now then, because I think I just put the floor in. Not very exciting. I go for quartz floor. Have I done it already? Oh my gosh, 30 seconds and it's sorted. So I go for quartz floor in the estate agent. Then in all the other ones, I go for this sort of like tile effect like that. So again, let's skip past it because it's not very exciting. Oh, that rabbit gets in the way in the end. Look, I have to leave it sort of in the way, and I think I leave the door open so it can go out, and it actually follows me into this shop next door. And I'm like, are you joking? But then eventually it does go off. I remember thinking how cute that I saw a rabbit there, and I thought, should I have like a pet shop because I found the rabbit? Look, there it is. It's just snuck in. Can you see it? There it is. It's like, really? But then it just goes out and doesn't come back. So, yeah, I did think should I have a pet shop, but then I remember I did see a rabbit in Spruce Valley as well. I keep having to remind myself what it's called. I'm gonna have to get used to it. So yeah, maybe they both need pet shops. I guess people are going to want pets, or like at least livestock if people are going to be rearing livestock. And that's something else I need to think about. Like, I've made these shops, but I've not made the farms or anything like the farms to produce the meat or the veg or whatever. Right, let me skim forward again. I think I end up decorating the estate agents next. Oh, we're putting floor in. Okay, very exciting. And then I must decorate the estate agents. So I go for item frames, and I basically just put loads of item frames like that because if you've been to an estate agent or seen one, like, there are just loads and loads of adverts of houses that are for sale. And I was actually on a walk like a couple of days ago now, I think it was. And I walked past an estate agent while I was on my walk, and it just got me thinking, like, because they've got slips of paper in these little glass panes, like in the window, as I've shown you, like loads of houses in the window, so you can see them. And it got me thinking, like, why are they not screens? Like, and I was thinking, I wonder if screens would cost more or less, and I wonder if there's a reason they do it on paper instead of on screens. Food for thought. Anyway, so that's what I do with the estate agent, and I put a little like fake computer on the desk, so like use a sign like that, and then put a couple of chairs around it so people can sit and have a meeting, talk about like what house they want or whatever. I don't know. I did only put one desk in there because I'm obviously imagining it's quite a small estate agent. I must build one in Spruce Valley as well, because only Foxby's got one, so Foxby can sell their houses. And there are actually more houses in Spruce Valley, aren't there, instead of Foxby? So really, there should be more demand for houses there than in Foxby. Which is like pretty natural, to be fair, because I don't know if you remember, but like naturally spawning buildings, I can't remember how many Foxby had, and we'd have to watch like episode 1 to work it out, and I could do it if I'm really that bothered. But I know that the Spruce Valley village had like 13 houses, which is quite a big settlement for naturally spawning villages, I think. I've definitely seen smaller ones. So it was naturally bigger to start with, which is right that it's sort of growing faster. But I do think a lot of it's going to depend as well on like which, well, it should alternate as to which what do you call it, which village I'm in, based on which one is a multiple of 5, which episode is a multiple of 5. I just sort of fly over these houses and remind myself that I've not decorated them, and I really should, because it's like I've just not put the effort in with them, and it's rubbish. Now, as I've said before, I'm not really bothered about decorating. So, and they all are just going to be pretty similar, aren't they? So it's not very important. But I do think it's better when everything is decorated instead of just having empty blank buildings like this. It's just boring, isn't it? So yeah, the development of both the villages I think is going to depend on. I was going to say like which village I'm in when episode 5 falls on. Now it should alternate because every 5th episode should be in a different village. If I'm doing one then the other, one then the other. But obviously, if I roll a 6 with Siri, then that means that I have to like stay in the same village. So that's the only thing that could change it, which I think makes it interesting. Because otherwise, it would just be they're both growing. It'll be interesting to see if one does grow more than the other. Yeah, I'm enjoying like the whole idea of this. It's like a massive doll's house game, isn't it? But yeah, I just like to think about urbanisation, how things develop. So yeah, I'm going to skim forward anyway. This is the butchers, I think, isn't it? So I put a counter in, and I was going to do a glass top, so that's what I do to start with, but then I change it and actually put item frames on the top instead, and then I can lay all the meats out, and I thought that looks a lot better, so I end up putting meats in the item frames. Let me show you. Let me skip forward. There we go. So just put every different kind of meat you could ever imagine, really, or you can get in Minecraft anyway, in the item frames. Now I tried to like imagine like what would be more popular. Now obviously Foxby is supposedly a bit of a fishing village, so fish would be an option, but there is a fishmonger like right over the street, so a bit of competition there. But as the government say, like some competition's healthy. But common meats, I mean, there's a lot of sheep around, so I guess like mutton and lamb would be a very abundant source, if you like. But then also there are a lot of foxes and wolves, which make that a detrimental trade to be in if it's unprotected. So in these item frames, I just sort of put some different meats. Again, I imagine it would sort of show like what the prices are and stuff, and just advertise them. It's not actual like meats like meant to be on a shelf or anything like that. So let me skim forward again. As you can see, just at the back there were some signs that were supposed to be like cash register till type things. So I've done the estate agents, I've done the butchers, there's just the bakers and the fruit and veg shop left to do. I do both of them. Oh, sorry, I've done it again. I did that in the last episode. I do both of them. You're only supposed to say it once. I do both of them. But they're not very exciting. So I will sort of skim forward so you can just kind of see the end product, because you don't need to see all this about me adding stairs and the door, etc. So you can see, hopefully, I've put a counter in there. I've put ovens in for baking the bread and whatever. All of the tills, they're supposed to be like tills and scales, because sometimes you weigh things like when you're in a bakery, don't you? Like weigh your ingredients and stuff. And I just go to town on these item frames, look, but just put like, I do a pattern of, and it's actually in multiples of 3, which is really handy. I do a pattern of like cake, cookie, what's the other one? You'll be looking at me thinking, shouting it through the screen now, I won't know what it is. Cake, cookie and bread. So I go cake, cookie, bread, cake, cookie, bread. I think I start bread first, but let's see. Just to really decorate it. Now I know it's really dingy in here, but I do put like, I think I put lanterns in eventually, 2 lanterns just to brighten it up. And I do put them over the counters as well, because I thought most shops do actually have lights over the counters to obviously make the products look really bright and entice you with the colours to like go and buy them. It's all a marketing strategy. Is that a cookie upside down? I don't know. No, it must be the right way up. It must be the right way up. So yeah, I just put that pattern in, as you can see, and then eventually I'm going to put a couple of lanterns in, like so. Ta-da! And then yeah, just a couple more pictures there. Doesn't it look so nice? I mean, it's not quite a Greggs. I can't wait. I was thinking earlier, I can't wait to be able to like build a Greggs, build a McDonald's, build a Costa, things like that. Like they're things that I really enjoy building. I don't know why. Because yeah, I just like to recreate like real life things in Minecraft, I guess, as best I can. So there's just the fruit and veg shop left now, so I'm going to skim forward again because you don't want to see me building the stairs or putting a door in. I think I just add a counter in. Oh, there's me copying the door, very exciting. I put the counter in, and this one, look, I've absolutely ladled, like covered it with item frames, and I just put loads and loads of fruit and veg. So I try to do every fruit and veg that I can find. So as you can see, I've done carrots, so we've put potato, apple, melon, berries, pumpkin, which I don't actually put a lot of pumpkin out, beetroot as well, and then I just put these in all the item frames. Now again, I'm trying to think of like which ones would be more common. So like for example, I said lamb and mutton would be more common in the butchers. So in this, like if you've got something rare, like what is the rarest out of all of them? I mean, it's hard. Maybe melon would be the rarest for this one, because You might think it's like beetroot or pumpkin, but then this village actually does have naturally spawning pumpkin and beetroot. So maybe it's carrot, I don't know. But obviously in real life, like carrot is an abundant source, I guess, because maybe it's easy to grow. I did try and grow some myself over summer, I think. Did I? I definitely got carrot seeds, but I don't think I planted them actually. I got some off my parents, but then accidentally killed all my carrots, so no carrots left in my garden. Right, I'm going to skim past because all I do is put all the items in the item frames and just try and make them like the right way around, make them look pretty, or just change them a little bit. I'm going to rewind so you can see what I put in those top. Let me do it again, rewind again. So you can see what I put in those top canvases, just again to try and like advertise it, decorate it a bit. Now it annoys me there's no till in there, so maybe I should take one up and put a till in. Or do we just imagine it's like someone wearing one of those, what I call fanny packs that you see at car boots where they've got the cash in there maybe. Because yeah, obviously it's very old fashioned at the minute. It's very old fashioned until both the villages develop a bit more. So that's basically what I do in terms of this episode. I mean, I've shown you the building that was supposed to be recorded last episode, and I think I figured out I can't just like record straight after recording an episode because that's what went wrong. And then after that, I've sort of squeezed in another episode, so you've almost got like 2 for 1, sort of, where I've shown you how I've decorated and sort of improved all of those village shops, if you like, in Foxby. I really need to work out, like population-wise, in terms of if there's enough jobs and enough services to cater for the people that live there. But that's something I'll do in my own time when I can be bothered. But again, I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. Just at the end there, I put this wall in that I've been told. I don't know if I've said about it in other episodes, but for a long time I've wanted to make that sort of like a. It just looks like the right sort of place to me to have. A bit like a graveyard, I guess, but I don't make it a graveyard. Maybe just like a little park area. And I just put a couple of openings in there. And I think it really gives it character. It's just what it needed. I know I could have put a building there, but no, I think a bit of green space somewhere would be nice. I just can't imagine what this will look like in like if I get to like episode 100. Like, will it be high-rise buildings just all over the place or what? It'll be really interesting to see. And I can't believe how much the whole series has developed in just 20 episodes. So I'm basically just doing like a building in an episode. But I'm really enjoying this process. I hope that someone else is at least. But even if you're just watching it casually, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed my video, please make sure you do give it a thumbs up so I know people have enjoyed it and I know what sort of thing people enjoy watching. So at the minute I am completely guessing and just doing whatever. So yeah, let me know if you've enjoyed it with a thumbs up, please. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. I was just contemplating there, like, do I do the fishmonger? And I thought, nah, I'll leave it. So maybe Siri will tell me at some point. I'll join you for the next episode where, again, I teased it in the last one, but I think we'll be again looking at the courtyard and turning one of the sort of houses into a bit of a corner shop. So yeah, I'll see you for that episode. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching and hopefully see you in the next one. Take care.